Howdy. So when I was in the process of becoming a YouTuber, there was a lot of things that I didn't know that I wish I did know, and that's sort of what this video is going to be. It's going to be all the tips, tricks, advice, the good, the bad, everything I can tell you about YouTube that I wish I knew before I was a YouTuber. I'm not going to super cut up this video or edit it like crazy. I'm not going to have anything pop up on screen because I'm thinking you either want to actually learn how to become a YouTuber, what it takes, or you're just interested overall in how YouTube works. But I'm not sugarcoating anything. There's a bunch of videos out there. I've watched them, as I was on the come up. I watched these videos, and they're all super generic, basic videos. But I'm going to tell you little details that you may or may not know that could or could not affect you, just things that I've learned. So first, I kind of want to talk about how YouTube actually works. When you post a video, YouTube looks at a few different categories of statistics to push that video out. The main thing it's looking at these days is watch time and average view duration. And basically what that means is, so let's say you have a 10-minute video, exactly 10 minutes, and you have someone watching for 6 minutes out of those 10 minutes. That is a 60% average view duration. And that's good. 60% is on the higher end of things. Anywhere between 50 and 60 seems to be decent for the algorithm. Anything below that, you might see a quicker fall off or not get a second push in the algorithm. But YouTube is really looking at that watch time, overall watch time on your video, and how long people are watching that video for. If you have anything above 60, you're doing very well. And that's going to get your video pushed to a lot more people. But even before that, you need people to initially click your video, and that is known as the click-through rate. The CTR is based on how many impressions your video gets. So every time someone sees your video and they click it, that adds to your click-through rate. It's kind of just the average of your impressions and how often people are clicking that. Now, there's a few ways to increase your click-through rate. The first one would be a thumbnail. Thumbnails are very, very, very important. I've had videos where I had a video doing pretty bad, and then I changed the thumbnail of that video, and then boom, it's my most viewed video. Thumbnails are key because it is what visually pulls in the viewer, what sets your video apart from the other videos in that search list or in that browse section. You kind of want your thumbnail to be a little vibrant, but also show what is happening in the video to a certain extent, but not too much, so that people are interested enough to actually click. And then the second thing to get people to click your video is your title. Title is actually more important than you might think. You might think, oh, well, this thumbnail is really good, so people want to click. But genuinely, they won't want to click if the title doesn't really explain anything or show anything, or it's not interesting to them. You want to sort of give a concept in the title and have people be like, oh, well, that sounds cool, or, oh, I want to learn how to do that, or, just any initial reaction that's going to be like, oh, let me watch this. You want to have a good title. And then this is where things get sort of interesting. I've seen people talk about quality over quantity. I've heard people talk about quantity over quality. But realistically, the best way to do this is both. You want quantity and quality. You want quantity because when you're posting more videos, it's more likely that more people will see your videos. However, you want these videos to be good so that when people do watch your videos, they want to subscribe and they want more content from you. So you need to be able to find a mixture between quality and quantity. And the way I do that is currently 1 video a week, 4 videos a month. And that's how I am able to get both quality and quantity out. Now, you can do more or you can do less, but if you're doing less, you need higher quality videos. And if you're doing more videos, you might have less quality, but you don't want to have such low quality that people aren't going to want to watch it. Because again, that average view duration and watch time is very, very important. And now I sort of want to talk about the snowball effect. This is something that sort of exists, but sort of doesn't. It's not proven. But I've sort of noticed it. So if I have a video that does very, very, very well, it is likely that my next video or my next couple videos are also going to perform very, very well. And that is because you have a bunch of new people coming to your channel and you have a new video going out. So then they're like, oh, let me watch that video. And that helps push you in the algorithm even more because you have more people coming back to your videos. And YouTube really likes that, so they push that video even harder. So when you have a very good video that's doing very well, you want to attempt to upload another high quality video that those people are then going to go and watch. So that way it keeps pushing even more and more. And then you have two videos right next to each other that are doing amazing. And that is how you get tons of growth on YouTube. And that's sort of about all I have as far as, like, you know, numbers and stats and stuff go. But now I want to talk about a few other things that are important to being a YouTuber slash content creator, wherever you might apply this. All the algorithms are sort of similar, so you can sort of base this off anything. The first thing is that you need to be willing to adapt to change, and you need to be able to make that change. The internet is constantly changing. You have different trends coming in and out, whatever, whether that be a new trend completely, a new ideas, or just a new editing style, a new thumbnail style that seems to be working well. You need to be able to adapt to that, because if you don't adapt to that, people are going to leave you behind. They're going to find someone new that is doing these new things, and you're not going to get brought along for the ride. So you just need to be willing to adapt to change and be able to successfully make those changes based on what everyone else seems to be doing, what seems to be working. Obviously, you want your own flair, and you want your own sort of style and techniques and stuff for what you do, but following along these trends is a very good way to get some pretty fast growth on YouTube. Something else I kind of wish I knew was the amount of time I had to put in. I knew that I loved this, and I knew it's what I wanted to do since I was, like, 10 years old or whatever. But it takes a lot of time. I mean, when I'm on the internet, I'm constantly looking at trends, what's working, what's not. I'm either recording one of my own videos, I'm streaming, I'm recording for someone else's video, I'm in a recording with them or whatever. I'm making a thumbnail, editing, talking to my editor, making connections with other people in the space, talking to other creators, just doing things that help me build these connections and help me just overall better my channel and better myself on the internet. And that takes a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff that goes into YouTube that a lot of people, I feel like, you don't even realize it. There's so much. And this next little topic is sort of something that's not like a good thing, but it's just something that I've learned that I want to be super transparent with you guys about, is you can't trust everybody on YouTube. Other creators, viewers, you can't trust everybody. There's always going to be people looking for more internet points, aka clout. And you need to be able to identify who these people are, and if you want to, give them clout or whatever, that's fine. But that's kind of, I like to stick with a main group of people on YouTube, aka, who I play with and who I record with and stuff. And obviously I'm open to meeting new people. It's not like I'm not trying to meet new people, but there are people that will approach you only because you have numbers or something like that. And that's something a lot of people don't talk about, but it is a thing on the internet. It's just how the internet works. And then something that comes a little bit later down the line that I kind of wish I knew about was sponsors. So sponsors, obviously, you do an ad for them in your video, and they will pay you a certain amount of money based on how many views you get or whatever, some sort of set rate. You need to watch out for some sponsors. So with sponsors, you want to be able to pick sponsors, and the sponsors will approach you, but you want to be able to pick sponsors that your viewers will connect with, something your viewers can actually use, or something your viewers would actually be interested in. And that's why the whole audience tab and comment section is so good for YouTube. It helps you understand who your audience is and what might work well with them and what might not, because you don't want to promote something that your audience may not like just because you get money from it. Because realistically, if they watch something they don't like in your video, they'll click off. And you don't want people to click off, so you want something that your viewers might relate with. And then another thing is getting taken advantage of by these sponsors. Now, not all of them are going to do this. Some sponsors will be fair, but there are sponsors out there that if they approach you through a business email or something, and you don't have management or you don't have someone working your sponsors for you, these sponsors may lowball you a number for your ad. And because they know that you may or may not know about how much people make from sponsors or whatever. But it's good to always sort of be weary of that. Figure out how much you're worth. What is a view for you worth? And that's sort of based on your numbers, things like that. But you just want to be careful because you don't want to get lowballed. You don't want to get scammed by these sponsors. So you just got to watch out who you're working with. And the last thing I really have, this is sort of a general one, is have fun. If you're not having fun making videos, then you're not doing the right thing. You want to be able to have fun in your videos because that does show through. If you're having fun, people that are watching, they can tell. If you're not and you're just recording just because you feel like, oh, I need a video up or something, then they can tell. And you want to look enjoyable in your videos. You want to have a good time. If you're not having a good time, there's no point. But I mean, yeah, that's just a few things that I wish I knew before I started YouTube, and I hope this helped you guys. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, whatever. But that's about it. Peace.